Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Forget my own head if it wasn't screwed on. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. It's alright, I couldn't find the remote control from my camera. It was buried under paper. Ugh, irritating. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. I've just been doing some work on the computer, and as I'm working away, creating a few bits and pieces, I was just struck by that lightning kind of bolt of inspiration that you sometimes get. And I thought, oh, that's a good idea for an art journal page. I'm going to do that. So I stopped what I was doing, because that's what you've got to do when inspiration strikes. And I started gathering all my bits and pieces that I was going to need for the art journal page. And it involved using one of Tim Holtz's paper dolls. So I thought, well, do you know, I actually should theoretically do this in my volume of the dolls art journal, because it's a Tim Holtz paper doll. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've just had to kind of tweak the idea that I was going to do a little bit, just a little bit. And now I'm going to try and recreate the idea that I've got in my head for this art journal page into that volume of the dolls. So this is going to be, wasn't planned, but it's going to be now page 10 of my volume of the dolls. So I'll turn over to my overhead camera, seeing as I've waffled for long enough, and show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so this is the next double page spread in my volume of the dolls journal. As you can see, it's starting to get pretty thick. So I'm having to peg open the pages to make sure that it doesn't keep falling closed. Can it fall closed? Is that such a thing? Fall open? Anyway, I'm digressing. And I've just quickly sketched out onto the page a kind of layout that I want to do. Now this is going to get buried under paint, so it's okay for that to happen. And I think that this pen that I've actually used is permanent. I've no idea actually. It's a Uniball gel grip, but I don't think I've ever used one to do a sketch on a page before. But anyway, I digress. So the idea that I had was for a particular kind of layout and a particular kind of colour scheme, and also using a particular theme or a particular style of stencil. So rather than try and show you exactly what bits and pieces I've gathered and created for this art journal page, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on it. So I've brought out from my Deco Art Americana paints bright yellow, which is a colour I don't normally use at all. So I'm going to put a sizable amount down there on my craft mat, and I'm going to pick some up. Now I'm hoping that this paint is going to be fairly kind of, actually it's not all that opaque, is it? So I may have to do more than one. So I'm going to just go around the page. It sounds like a Mr. Ian creeping up the stairs.
Like a baby elephant.
Like a baby elephant.
Oh, I like that colour.
Well, yeah, I don't normally use this kind of yellow.
What's it called? Is it sunshine yellow?
No, it's bright yellow. Yeah, bright. Bright yellow. Yes, it is. And I was just saying to the ladies and gents at home,
yes,
it's not a colour I use very often.
No, it's not. Considering you like sunflower yellow.
Well, yeah, I do. But, you know. So what I'm doing is I'm actually going to create this bright, what I call a happy yellow border all the way around the page. Now it does look as though that pen, it's not started to wick or anything, so it's obviously permanent when it's dry, which is a bonus. So that was the Uniball, Signo Uniball gel grip pen. So which I think I picked up. Yes, thank you. God, they're all wanting to get in on it today, aren't they? Yes, thank you, Mr. Bentley.
Shall I go and
putting in his £2 worth.
I'll put you in bed.
Yeah, I think he's wanting to go to bed because he's just got back from his WALK, so he'll be a bit tired out, won't he?
You're not going in, you can go on.
So, right, so there is my bright yellow kind of border. Now, I don't mind the fact that you can see the writing underneath. That's fine, just because I've got to adapt slightly, but art journaling's all about kind of adapting. But I want that to be I don't want the blue to kind of overlap too much, so I will just quickly blast that yellow, get it all dry. I would have preferred it if it was opaque, but I can work with the fact that it isn't, because I've really no choice, have I? No. I don't think I've got any opaque yellow. Not this shade of yellow anyway. Right, is that dry enough? There's a few touch spots I think, but that's about it. So I normally cut this bit out, but I'm not today. I might even see if I can do this entire video in one take.
He says.
It won't happen. It won't happen at all. Okay, so the next colour that I'm going to use, actually, let's just wipe that yellow up. Bom, 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 bom. Just bear with me a second. There we go. Got wet wipe. Baby wipe rather than a wet wipe. Paraben free. So there we go. Soft and gentle on the hands. Right, so the next colour I'm going to use is Williamsburg Blue. Now in the UK we'd probably say it was Wedgwood Blue, but Williamsburg, there you go. So I'm going to put a fairly decent bit of that on there as well, and then I'm going to, I should have shook it, did I shake it up? Looks like there's binder in there. Obviously I didn't shake it up properly, did I? Right, so I'm then going to paint the whole of that inside of the frame. Now this looks like far more opaque than the yellow. Isn't that strange? It doesn't actually say anything different on the bottle though, does it? It doesn't say it's translucent. And that Williamsburg Blue doesn't say it's opaque.
So where's Williamsburg?
Now then.
Oh, there's the. Which
right.
one probably?
My first thought goes to the Williamsburg Address, which is where, and forgive me, my American history is not my strongest suit.
Is it George Washington?
Now then, there's either the Gettysburg Address or the Williamsburg Address.
The Gettysburg Address I think is George Washington.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be told.
We probably will.
But please be gentle with us.
No, you see, seeing as you're sat in front of the computer, can you just ask the guys?
I will.
And just put Williamsburg Address into our friendly search engine, because I really don't want to look like a fool. Any more than I do anyway.
Williamsburg is in Virginia.
Okay.
And what is the Today Williamsburg is known internationally as the premier centre for the preservation and interpretation of American colonial history.
Okay.
The Colonial Williamsburg Foundation, and as the home of the nation's premier small public university, the College of William and Mary.
Okay, so what is the Williamsburg Address? Excuse me for my little lesson in American history, just so I know for future reference. Your brain hurting?
Yeah.
All this look from...
Williamsburg, a city in the US state of Virginia, was the capital of the Virginia colony from 1699 to 1780 and played a significant role in the American Revolution.
For or against?
Oh, now you're asking me. All I know is it's 66% humidity and it's 12:30 local time.
Okay, so does it say anything about the Williamsburg Address? Or am I just making that up and there wasn't actually one?
What was the other address then?
Gettysburg.
It's Gettysburg you're thinking of.
So there isn't a Williamsburg Address?
No. There's a big centre of history there.
Okay.
Centre of political events in Virginia leading to the American Revolution.
So Virginia, so that's north, is it?
It's Williamsburg it's near Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens.
It's a massive amusement park.
Okay. See, there you go. See, while you're watching me paint, I'm watching paint dry. A little bit of a history lesson
The
there.
Gettysburg Address is a speech that US President Abraham Lincoln delivered during the American Civil War at the declaration of the Soldiers' National Cemetery in Gettysburg.
Right. So nothing to do with Williamsburg then?
But for your information, it's Pennsylvania on the afternoon of Thursday, November the 19th, 1863. So
That's what the Gettysburg Address, right? Which we weren't talking about.
no, but I just thought I'd throw that in anyway.
Right, okay. You can close Google down now.
Thank you. I knew all that off the top of my head.
He lies.
He lies badly.
Okay, so let's get this little patch dried up. But now, see, I'm going to have to cut this out because it's not going to dry very quickly. So I'll get this little bit of blue cleaned up, and I'll get this patch of blue dried off as well, and then I'll be right back. And welcome back to the History Channel. Not. Okay, blue dry. There are a few spots of white, but I don't care. And the reason for that is because I'm actually...
You roll.
You are?
That's how you roll.
That's how I roll, yeah. Right, so I've now brought out some titanium white. So again, deco art. So I'll give it a good shake up. Shake it all over. I'm showing my age. Right, so what I'm going to do, this is my bubble wrap stencil. I'm not sure whether it's currently out of stock on the website.
Shall we have a look?
Can do. If it is out of stock, I will get some in very, very shortly. So I'm going to go through this bubble wrap stencil, and I'm going to put some white spots. I think it might be out of stock.
Bubble wrap.
BBL WRP.
BBL WRP still in stock.
Still in stock, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't know how many you've got though.
No. But anyway, so this is the bubble wrap stencil, spelled BBLWRP. So I'm going to do that. Some white dots, and I'm going to do the same thing again at this side. Yes, this was my inspiration was. It was a particular style and colour theme for an art journal page. I know this is not my normal style, but you know, when these kind of pieces of lightning inspiration hit you, you've kind of got to go and roll with it, because otherwise it'll just bug you until you actually do it. Because that's what I've found. When I've had ideas and I've not followed them up, they tend to haunt my dreams. So I'm giving in straight away. I'm just going to do it. Okay, so there'll be a bit of seepage under that one over there, but that's okay, I don't mind that. But that should do. I told you there'd be some seepage there. Right, let's get that dried off, this cleared up, and then I'll be back. Okay, so the white splodges, the bubble wrap, is done, it's dry. There you go, that's the word I was searching for. So I'm now going to start putting together my kind of cluster of images that I wanted to put down. So first of all, I've got this piece of, some pieces of Tim Holtz paper, because you know we're trying to use as much up of our Tim Holtz stash as we possibly can. And I'm also running out of glue. My favourite bit to glue anyway, so I'm having to use this Anita's Tacky Glue, which isn't the world's best glue, but it's glue all the same. Okay, so that piece goes on there. So before I stick that down, I've got this little file tab that I've created, and I've put the word filed on it. This is going to form my quote and phrase for the art journal page. So I'm just going to put a little bit of there and a little bit on the front there as well, because I'm going to tuck that underneath. Perhaps I should have stuck it down beforehand. Yeah, well, whatevs. It'll still work. There we go. And it dries clear, so that's fine. So I'll just push that down onto the page there. And then I've got another piece of Tim Holtz paper that I've cut out. So one of the larger sets. I'm not really sure what set this from, because it was it's either the memoranda or wallflower set. One that I like to cut up into little pieces, as you will see. So I'm going to put that just across there like so. And then I've also got another piece from that numbers that I did the frame with. I am on February's mission inspiration mini mission for a P for poetry. And I put the frame with the numbers. These are the ones, few bits that are left over. I'm just going to tuck that under there. So that's the beginning of my cluster at this side. I have gone around the edges with distressing already, because that's one of the things that I thought to myself, I really ought to be doing all this on camera rather than just do it when inspiration strikes. I thought, well, you know, I ought to really film. Okay, so the next bit of ephemera that I'm going to stick down is going to be this side. Again, another piece of Tim Holtzy paper. This time I'm going to stick this on first. So another file tab. So I'll put some glue in there and put a bit of that on the front because we're going to go over the top of some paper. So we'll stick that down like so. So when I was creating these little file tabs, I thought to myself, I ought to really create some for a digi-download. Either blank ones, page of blank ones, where you can put your own words on, or ones that have already got words on them. Not really sure. If you are sure, let me know whether you'd like them or not. So the third one that I've done, so put glue in there and a little bit on the front, is going to go down the side like so. Just line that up. So this is probably one of the first art journal pages where I've actually put the quote in, or my little phrase or the title for the page, in before the main focal image. Filed under weird and odd. There you go. So let's get some glue down on that. Because I'm using cardstock, I don't want to use matte medium. So that now goes about there. Was that you bonging then?
It was, it's Karen, she's got home safe and
sound. Oh, that's okay then. Our friend Karen, who you've met, she appeared in one of my videos once, came to visit today, so. Alright. Next one. In fact, I'm not even sure what time it is at the moment. What is it in?
It's 4:45.
4:45. In the evening?
Yes.
On Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
She was brave coming out today then.
Well, I nearly got hit 3 times going to Tesco.
Did you?
Yeah. I think people are just like blind when they get behind the wheel.
Well, yeah. Same the world over, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is.
So more of these little clustery bits. This is more like a chat along really, isn't it? Well, rather than a demo. Okay, so we'll put those on that corner there. Just like that. Okay, so next bit is my paper doll. I already said. So I already started to alter him. There you go. So I actually started to colour up his shirt, his tie and his flower that he's wearing. I also put on a little curly moustache. I coloured his hands as well. This time, rather than using the Faber-Castell Pitt pens, I used Letraset Pro markers, which are alcohol markers. Let me just put that down. I haven't got a huge amount of colours, but I had enough, like the reds and that kind of stuff. So that one was what I did for the red, which was poppy. And for the face and his hands, I used, if I can find it again, beige, I think. It was beige, anyway. One of these is beige. Just to go over his face and do his hat as well. His hat's actually going to get covered up. So let's get the glue. For once, I'm not going to get rid of the shine on the doll, because if I do try and get rid of the shine, I'm probably going to disturb the colour. I don't want to do that. I probably won't, but I don't want to chance it. So I put a fair bit of glue down on there, and he is going to sit just on there. Like so. But, however, not only but also, I've cut a little bit of a pointy hat, so I'll add a little bit of glue on that. So that's going to go over the top of his straw bow tie. Like so. And from those numbers, I've also got the number 53, which has got a red border, which pulls in the colour across the page. So these colours are a little bit wowy today, but I think, I'm hoping that they do go. And we'll stick that on the top of his hat. So I need to apply some pressure to this just to get that to stick down and not pull back off the page again. So I need something heavy, heavier than that. What we got that's heavy? Let's see. Oh, excuse my arm in the view, showing my old tattoo. Right, so I think that is probably going to be heavy enough to hold that down for a minute or two. So I will be back when that's dry in a few minutes. Okay, so I think we're pretty much stuck down now. So just to finish off, I just want to add another little border around that blue, but I don't want to do it by hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the same colour alcohol pen, the Pro marker, that I used to colour his tie. But I'm just going to use a straight edge. Actually, I think I may actually use the chisel tip, which I don't often do. I don't often use these pens at all, to be honest. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's a bit thicker. A bit thicker. Just to kind of tidy that up a little bit. Molto bene. It's your actual Italian, probably, or some other language, obviously. Alright, so just follow the line. Like I said, it's not normally a colour scheme that I would choose, but it's, well, say choose, not one that I would normally reach for. But do you know, sometimes it's good to step outside your comfort zone and do something which is completely different to what you would normally do. It helps just to flex those creative muscles. As we all know, any exercise is better than none, even brain exercise. There we go. So we've got those, but I also want to add just a tad. He says try to reach for it, of shading just under the feet. just down there, and maybe just add a little bit of depth under there as well. So let's hope I've got some water in my water brush. Yes, I have. Just get that coming through. Don't want too much water. Just add a little bit of shade and shadow. A teeny little bit of dimension. There we go. Get that dried off, and then I'll be right back. That's it. Those bits are nice and dry, and I think I'm actually happy with the way that's turned out. It's a bit different for me, but like I said, it's okay to step outside your comfort zone and do something different, even if you have a crazy idea and you're not sure whether it's going to work or not. Just do it. Go for it. You know, as long as nobody gets hurt, what's the harm? So I'm going to put, well, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to date it. I'm actually going to put that it's actually Friday, 13th of March, 2020. So that's it for me for today. Now that I've scratched that creative itch, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up and share the video with your friends if you're so inclined. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. It's all from me for now. I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.